Hello everyone. How are you all doing this Sunday? Happy Sunday. So I hope you're all doing good. I'm here to read the Course in Miracles lesson. And I hope you remember why I'm doing this, why we all need to do this, right? Because we need to train our mind, right? And believe me, if you're doing this, you're doing a huge favor to yourself, right? You are using this self-help ideas, right, to have completely different experience, completely different good experience, right? Because it's all about beliefs, it's all about thoughts. Even the world is existing because we have this belief. Can you imagine? We have this belief that this world is real. We have this belief that we need to have this experience. Yeah, we have this belief about guilt, that we did something wrong, right? We have this belief that everything about everything, wherever you may name, yeah, it's all about beliefs, right? And everything is in your mind, right? That's why we need to go inside and heal our mind. That's why we need to identify with the Holy Spirit. And again, you are seemingly doing the same things that you would still doing, yeah, if you would still think with the ego thought system, right? What do I mean when I say that you're gonna still do the same things? Like, you're gonna still do the same things to go to your work, yeah, to make your money, or to feed yourself, or to interact with other people, right? Or even to go to legal places, yeah, to sue someone, right? Uh, Even if you are a judge and you're doing this work, you can keep doing this work with completely different beliefs and thought system, right? Without any judgment, right? And it's so interesting when you do everything out of love, right? And I want to share my own story from my own experience, right? And my neighbors, they are usually like so loud at night time, they can slam the door so you can jump over the area. So, and it was never letting me like sleep, yeah. And I just decided that, you know what, yeah, I was told that I need to record them, yeah, because they have kids here, um, who are not of age 18 year, and it's illegal for them to be at nighttime, yeah, during the nighttime, outside, yeah, alone. And the youngest one is probably 3 or 4 years old, right? And I just decided to make this video, yeah, so I have this proof, right? Because I need to have proof if I go to the legal places, right, to do something about this. And yeah, that was like, and I just realized that, you know what, you can do this without judging, you can do all those things without like having the same ego thoughts that I would have before, yeah. And when you identify with the Holy Spirit, you see them like the Holy Spirit, the innocent Holy Spirit. And again, it doesn't mean that you do not appear to do physical things, yeah, regular things like a regular human being. It doesn't mean that if you forgive, you let everything and everyone do like illegal things around you, right? It does not mean that. It means that you actually been guided with your higher self, right? By the right mind. And you are doing everything clearly. You are not clouded with your emotions that you might have uh, from the ego, right? Because ego's emotions, feelings, yeah, of judgment, being judgmental, yeah, being scary, yeah, being in fear. When you do things out of fear, it's a completely different experience, right? And you do not react the same way that you would react if you were with the ego, right? With your lower self. That's an interesting experience, by the way. And again, you do what you gotta do, yeah, but you do this out of love, having completely different thoughts, right? And you know that you are just re-watching. You are like, you just press the reply button, right? Reply button that this script has already written, right? And you are rewatching it, and it's up to you to choose whom you are watching this with. Do you watch this with the ego, or watch this with the Holy Spirit, with your right mind, right? It's an interesting experience, by the way, right? And you are doing all those things, not even judging them, not like wishing them to die or to be punished. Yeah, you just doing this at peace, and you want other people to be at peace as well, right? And you just want everything around you to be at peace, right? And you're doing everything out of love. And yeah, and if I have this situation, right, and it means that it's a projection, yeah, that is coming from my unconscious guilt, right? And yeah, the first thing I need to do is to forgive it, right? Before I go do something about that, right? And if I feel guided to go and do something, yet to report them, because they are kids, right? It's about their safety. Maybe even you are doing something good, right? And and even seemingly, if it looks like you did something wrong, you just need to forgive yourself, right? You never know how Holy Spirit can use it, right? For your best and for other people's best, right? And yeah, it's interesting how it works, right? You never judge them, you never have the same thoughts of fear. Yeah, you know that you are safe, you know that you are loved, you know that you are watching this movie, yeah, and you are playing this role. You are just playing your role because you already know what this is for, right? We know that everything that we see in this world is for forgiveness, right? For forgiveness, that you see it through the Holy Spirit's eyes. You see it through the right mind eyes, right? And how Holy Spirit sees it. He sees it that there is no separation, right? And this is not real, right? That's how he sees it. And he sees them as the pure love, as the pure Son of God, right? Innocent Son of God, right? And can you treat them like they are Holy Spirit? That's how you do all those things, right? And that's why you completely differently act, yeah, in the same thing that you would do before. Like I was making this video and I was not reacting the same way how people what were saying to me about this, yeah, how bad I was making this video and all those things. I was even called police officers, yeah, on me because I was making this video. Can you imagine? Because I was told that I need a proof, right? I need a proof, and I needed to make that video. And I was okay with that. Yeah, if you feel like you need to call police on me, so do that, because I know why I'm doing this. She was thinking in her probably wrong mind, right? With the ego thought system, that I was going to use it on internet, right? Why would I do that? I don't need this. I have no interest in this. I was not going to post it nowhere. And the thing that I'm sharing this now, it's like it's just the information. Yeah, you never know my neighbors, and it's just a story, right? It's just a story. And it's interesting how mind works when you are with the ego, right? What bad thoughts you can imagine in your head, yeah? So she imagined that I was going to do something terrible with this video, right, on internet. I would never like even think about that, you know. And yeah, and I told you about that. But here is the thing: we have different languages, you know. She is pretending. Maybe she's not pretending. I don't know for sure, but yeah, she looks like she understands everything what I'm saying, and she cannot understand my language, and I can understand her language, what she's saying a little bit, yeah, but mostly I cannot. This the barrier, yeah, language barrier we're having, and probably this is the thing that um, yeah, it's interesting how it works when you don't understand what people say, yeah, but you can still understand everything what they're saying because of their why, because of their energy, you know. You don't know the exact meaning of the words, yeah, they are given to you, but you can still feel the energy. That's how interestingly it works. But anyway, I was not having the same reaction that I would, yeah, if I were with the ego as well, yeah. I was just so kind, yeah. I even offered them help, yeah. Anything that you need, I can give you this help. I can give you a hand to do something, yeah, on this door that you are slamming because your kids cannot close this door pretty like quiet enough, yeah. And if you need help, just let me know. I'm gonna help you with this door, yeah. I'm gonna buy the tools, the materials I you need to install that. Whatever the name for that, yeah, you know, you can uh, put this sticky material, yeah, on the door, and when you close the door, you can do this way quieter, right? I just offered her help, yeah, and I know that I would never do that if I was with my ego, you know. And the result that came out of the situation was completely differently. That's what happens, you see. You are still doing the same things that you are being guided to do, yeah, that you would do anyway, yeah. Either you chose ego or Holy Spirit, wrong mind, right mind, it doesn't matter, yeah, you would still do this, but the outcome is completely different, you know what I mean. The the result that you are getting out of all of these situations, yeah, you found yourself to be in, is completely different. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's the great and beautiful experience. And yeah, the previous lesson I was reading, this is my holy instant of release. And you just let it go. Yeah, you let go all of the hate, all of the fear, all of the guilt. And it's interesting, when I got this reaction, for example, yeah, I no longer see them that they are like having something against me, right? Against this body. I see it like it's my hate. Can you imagine? It's my hate. That's what I need to forgive. Can you imagine? And I was so like, it looks like you are operating through a completely different system, right? Your uh, operational system, you know how the phone works, right? Its operational system was being programmed or reprogrammed, you know, and you are working and you are seeing everything through a completely different thought system, you know. And if before, if I chose to see it with the ego, I would see it like, oh, how bad they are. I would judge them again, right? And but now I see it like, you know what, yeah, if I see this reaction, it's my hate, right? That I need to forgive, yeah, that I need to forgive. And that's interesting, right? Because when you see other people attacking you, you no longer see them attacking you, you see your inner hate, right? Or maybe the reason of this attack is fear, right? And I could feel that because I believe the reason of my neighbor's reaction, yeah, was fear, because she's the single parent, right, with four kids and fifth on its way. Can you imagine? And I believe she was just having fear, right? Um, and yeah, probably hate as well, yeah, because they can come together, right? All of those egos, things, thoughts, emotions, feelings, they come together. Like the same things from the opposite side, yeah, like happiness, light, blessing, inner peace, they also come together, right? Love. And the opposite of fear is love, right? And according to Course in Miracles, that was a call for love, right? And I believe I could see that maybe even the first time in my life, yeah, since I am practicing a Course in Miracles, I was able to see that she is actually calling for love, right? And I need to to answer it, right? And I need to forgive it, right? And yeah, it's interesting when you start seeing people and things around you differently, right? That's why you have completely different reaction, right? And the way how you think, and of course the outcome, right? And yeah, again, going back to the idea for yesterday was this is my whole inside of release. You just let go of all of those ego thoughts, right? You release them. That's how it works. And again, if it's not even you as ego, right, doing this. You let Holy Spirit do this because you identify with the Holy Spirit, right? You chose the right mind instead of the wrong mind, right? And you, when you identify with the right mind, it's already not you who is doing this forgiveness work. It's the Holy Spirit doing this for you, right? You don't have to do this heavy work, yeah, of forgiveness. I cannot do this. No, you just identify with the Holy Spirit. You just change the belief system, the thought system, and you let Holy Spirit take His steps that He is taking, right? You let Holy Spirit do His work. And what you do, you just choose. You just choose. That's how it works, right? And okay, so and now the next lesson, lesson 228. It says, God has condemned me not, no more do I. I already read this lesson today, early in the morning, and yeah, it's so interesting, right? Because according to the story I just shared with you, um, there is no condemnation, right? And God has condemned me not. You see, the not at the end, yeah, of this statement. God has condemned me not, no more do I. If God has not condemned me, so why would I? Right? How can I condemn my brother or myself if God is not doing this? And I am a part of God, right? We are sharing the same thoughts, because when you are connected to a source, you are sharing the will, the thoughts, the beliefs, right? My Father knows my holiness. My Father knows my holiness. Shall I deny His knowledge and believe in what His knowledge makes impossible? Shall I accept as true what He proclaims as false? How can I take something as true, yeah, if God proclaims it as false, right? Yeah, it's still the experience. We are not here to deny it, right? Because to be in denial statement, yeah, it's also how ego works, right? It's also how ego like keeps the circle going over and over again, right? We are not here to deny this experience, yeah, or to say like it never happened. We're here to say that it's a false experience, right? That's how the right mind sees it. Yeah, that's how God sees it. That's how Holy Spirit sees it. That's how Jay sees it, right? Or shall I take his word for what I am? Shall I take his word for what I am? Since he is my creator and the one who knows the true condition of his son. And also we have this praying, Father, I was mistaken in myself because I failed to realize the source from which I came. I have not left that source to enter in a body and to die. I have not left that source to enter in a body and to die. My holiness remains a part of me, as I am part of you, you with capital Y. And my mistakes about myself are dreams. We just forgive our mistakes. And we are also mistakenly taking our brother, right? That's what we forgive, our own mistakes. I let them go today, right? And I stand ready to receive your word alone for what I really am. And I believe I can no longer see other people around me differently like I did this before with the ego, like they are separate from me. I can see them like one son of God, yeah, and what I'm doing to them, I'm doing this to myself, right? And also when I may face some negative reactions, right, or negative situations, yeah, I no longer fear them, right, because I know that it's come from my unconscious guilt, right, and there is nothing to fear, right? There are only friends. The world is friendly to me and kind, right? And when you think like this, right, it's a completely different experience, right? And you see your brother as holy as you are, because you no longer condemn your brother, and you send this signal to yourself, right? You know what? You did nothing wrong. I even tried to say when I was already had everything done, yeah, and I sent this signal to my neighbor that, you know what, you did nothing wrong. You are completely innocent, right? And I am like, I'm not judging you. I'm not condemning you, right? And I know that your reaction is the call for love, right? And I believe the more you practice this, the more you're gonna receive adequate reactions of people, right? Because if I still receive this kind of reactions, yeah, inadequate, yeah, so it means that I still need to forgive it, right? Because again, it comes from my unconscious guilt, right? And yeah, again, you just need to stop yourself first, right? To stop myself from what? Not from doing those physical things, yeah, that you need to do, but from condemning, from reacting with the ego. Mostly it's happening in your mind. Like, actually, like everything else is happening in your mind, but I mean about your thought system, your thoughts you may have during the process, right? And if you find yourself to feel fear, you just let it go, right? Because you know that there is nothing to fear. And yeah, it's so good to feel that you no longer condemn your brother, and you feel good. Can you imagine? Like, I have no idea how it works, but when you send this signal to your brother that you did nothing wrong, right? And when you receive this signal, yeah, um, you feel good. You no longer feel bad, or any kind of pain, neither physical nor mental. Yeah, that's interesting how it works, right? Alright, so yeah, that's the idea for today. God has condemned me not, no more do I. I don't condemn my brother, I don't condemn myself, because God doesn't condemn me, right? That's the idea for today. Thank you for watching my videos. If you are, have a great and beautiful day practicing today's idea. Just catch yourself if you happen to judge someone here, and choose to identify with your right mind, right? And just remember that you are doing this to yourself, right? I'm not thinking about them when I do this. I am thinking about myself, that I'm gonna feel good when I practice these ideas, when I choose to identify with the Holy Spirit, with the right mind, right? All right, so that's it for today. Again, have a great day in practicing, yeah, of this idea, and see you in the next one. Bye bye.